And welcome into episode 3 of Nick at Night. I am here with Nick Durzis, who is running for Hoover's mayor, and we are at Shades Mountain Park right here in Hoover. Thanks for taking some time out of your very busy evening for us.
Well, glad to be here.
So I'm glad that you're here because let's get into, I spent 12 years at this park. Two boys that love some dirt and baseball.
Absolutely.
But 12 years, it looks a lot different now than it did even 12 years ago.
Sure.
Talk to me about so much about Parks and Rec, but about this park we're standing at.
This park we're standing at, I've had a lot of telephone calls from parents just talking about they love the park. It's a fantastic place, but it seems like we talked about things getting a little bit tired. Just like a house, when you build something, you got to keep it up. And it seems like this park, particularly where we're standing right here, they tell me that every time it rains real hard, it floods. The dugouts flood, the restrooms flood, that it just becomes a very, very nasty situation. And I consider that sad. Growing up in different cities around the country and overseas, my brother and I played baseball all the time. You'd leave in the morning, you didn't come back till the evening, all day long. And that's what community's all about. I mean, kids in the summertime, sports, and today soccer and lacrosse and all the other things that we've got going. And we've got some great parks. We've got lots of parks, probably more parks than most cities our size have, which is fantastic. The only thing that I see is the fact that maybe we just need to do a little better job on the funding issue to make sure that we've got money to set aside to make sure that we can continue to revamp aging parks. The infrastructure was great many years ago, but it seems like just needs some work.
Well, you talk about funding, so two things into that. I've heard great things about the maintenance crew here, but maintenance crew can only do so much if they don't have adequate funding. And you guys the city had to redirect $4 million for something else.
Yeah, we just redirected $4 million down at the fiasco in front of Walgreens on 31, when every time it rained hard, the US 31 floods, police have to get out, have to redirect $4 million cash. And when I think about that $4 million for that, which really I'm not sure why a developer never was responsible to pay for that. What $4 million could do to refund some of the upgrades on some of these aging parks, because again, we want our kids to play at the best level. And when you go to other cities, not only neighboring cities but other cities in Alabama, a lot of them now are building newer stuff, and we understand that. We were probably ahead of the game. We had beautiful stuff too, and we want to continue. Moss Rock and these other things that we have are just fantastic. The Hoover Met, and we continue to upgrade things there, and we love it because it's the SEC baseball tournament. And again, when I become mayor, we're going to do a lot more things with that Hoover Met. Hoover Met is used for high school football. Last year, 2 days of rodeo, and then the SEC baseball tournament. But we've got to set aside some money and allocate funds to make sure that our community is proud when they have their friends come to watch their kids play baseball or whatever sport it is.
That's right. And it's an economic driver, I would think, when you've got nice facilities, not only to help your own community of Hoover, but then to bring money in for the city.
Sure. Well, we've got a lot of right now, a lot of teams that come in from not only the Southeast, but really all over the country to play in our sports. Things that they didn't have travel ball when I was growing up. It's kind of a newer nuance. And obviously these people come to the city. They're gonna stay in our hotels. They're gonna eat in our restaurants. They're gonna enjoy our community, which we love. And again, to continue to see the revenue that we can project for future, we've got to upgrade or they're going to find other places to go.
Well, speaking of that, I wanted to really point out some numbers here because I think it's important for you at home to think about this. In Hoover, 15 community and recreational amenities. That's a lot. We've got 7 sports and athletic complexes right here for baseball, softball, soccer, lacrosse, the list goes on, right? You've got 5 recreational facilities, including a senior center, 7 greenway and blueway nature parks, public trails. It goes on and on. So it is a lot, right? It is a lot for the city.
It is.
But with due attention and proper funding, it can really be one of the driving forces of Hoover.
Absolutely. We talk about economic development. That's what it's about. And And again, the greenways, the blueways, we know that several years back when we asked the city asked the citizens what they wanted, that's what they did want. And we've got some beautiful stuff. We didn't even talk about Aldridge Gardens. What a beautiful place that is. And I think so many people in Hoover have never visited, and it is a diamond in the rough over there. So there are so many opportunities and so many things that we could just do a little better job with. And again, our Park and Rec board work very, very hard. Our maintenance crews, everybody that works, the employees with Park and Recreation do a phenomenal job. When I see all the athletic teams and Little League baseball and soccer and everything that they have to work with, especially in the summertime, it's phenomenal that they get anything done. I mean, it's a lot. And again, kudos to those folks.
Well, and looking at this park specifically, when we talked about the funding, you've got fences here with pretty obvious holes in them. We saw plenty of mold in the dugout, or in the room right behind the dugout where the storage equipment is. So you, as a father, as somebody who loves sports, I assume that's just disheartening.
Well, it is. It's disheartening, and I feel bad for the parents and the kids and the grandparents that would come. And again, when I look even at these dugouts here now, it's obviously getting flooded. You've got mud all over the benches, the wood benches inside there, and again. This isn't synonymous of every park that we have. All I'm saying is let's treat our Park and Recreation just like anything else. It needs proper funding to make sure that it can continue to be a catalyst for economic development in our city. We want people to travel to Hoover, Alabama, enjoy our amenities that we have. And part of the deal too is when you move to a city, that's part of the deal as an amenity, is that you want your kids to be able to play athletics and go to the ballpark and have the fun that we all did growing up. And it is. When I see some of this stuff, it is disheartening, but I know one thing, after August 26th, we're going to do better.
That's what I was going to say, is Park and Recs and the proper funding, all of that going to be a priority to you?
Absolutely. We're going to have a lot of priorities. And, the main thing we got to do when we get elected is let's get in here and see how much money we've got and what we're doing with money. And we're going to make sure that we fund things that our citizens want to be funded. We're going to continue to look at what we can do for education. We're going to look what we can do for our Park and Rec. We're obviously going to continue public safety because we've got the best around. We're going to make Hoover again the standard of excellence.
And to take a really proactive approach, because just like a house, if you don't maintain it every month, every year, you kind of wake up one day and it's collapsing around you, so to speak.
Hey, it's like that air conditioner that's on the blink a little bit, and then by the next year, you better have some money set aside to pay for a new one because you're going to have to. Especially, we're out here, it's a little bit warm tonight, and thank God for air conditioning when I get home, right?
That is true. We've got some viewer questions. So you guys have been great about letting us know your thoughts, and Nick has been very transparent about sharing those. So let's get right into it. Now, these are some long questions. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Knockout round.
And the knockout round. Okay, here we go. Sean is a resident of Brookview Highlands, and he asked, my wife and I absolutely love the new trails at Lock Haven Park, but they're hard to get to. Last September, the city announced in the Hoover Sun that the city was building a bridge to connect the park to the trails. The city budgeted $100,000 for the project, and other grants were secured from the state and from the county. We called last week and learned the project has been canceled. It's such a waste. Are there any more plans for these trails? And when mayor, will you commit to finishing the project, end quote?
Yes, absolutely. We're not going to have promises that we're not going to fulfill. And again, I'm not really understanding what happened. The $100,000 that the city was putting up, that we're getting a $50,000 grant. And I know the grant is one of those grants, if you don't spend it, you lose it. I can assure you, Sean, that in the future, if we get a grant, we're going to utilize it. If there's an issue, we'll get the people on the telephone. We're not going to just say, we're not going to accept your money. That seems crazy to me. And I really don't understand how we did that. But I can assure you, we're going to do everything we can to get that bridge built and make you happy and get you that access that you're looking for.
And question number 2 comes from Phyllis. Hello, Phyllis.
Hi, Phil.
Okay. Here we go. She wants to know who is responsible for making sure that donation bins such as the Salvation Army bins, that are located in many shopping parking lots and other places are emptied in a timely manner and cleaned up around them. She says that she's called the mayor's office to make them aware and asked the same questions and was simply told this is not the city's problem.
Well, it is our problem. It's our city. It's anything that happens like negative in our city is our problem. I can assure you, we are going to be a city that is responsive to those type of complaints. Whatever the bin is, they usually have names on the side. We're going to be talking to those people. We're going to say, hey, come over here and clean it up. And if you can't clean it up, please take it and remove it and take it somewhere else.
Simple. Seems like common sense.
Well,
right?
it does. And that's what we're going to use. We're going to use common sense and make some of these silly things happen.
Okay. Our last question. This is from Brian from Greystone. Hello, Brian.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Chief, my wife is telling me I need, this is a good one. I need to up my fashion game and why I can't dress more sharply like you. Okay, what a nice compliment.
That is a nice compliment.
Where do you shop and do you have any advice for me? And it is hashtagged, by the way, I want to mention this, Jersey's making Hoover fashionable again. So there you have it.
Well, that's pretty good. Brian, I'll take you shopping, my man. Just give me a buzz and we'll go out and do some shopping ourselves. Von Meyer, great store for men's clothes, and sometimes the sales rack, you can pick up something pretty cool there. And some of the stuff that I do, I actually have made. You know, that some of my outrageous stuff is made, and I'll be glad to let Brian talk to Lauren, who works with me, and make him fashionable like he wants to be. So look forward to talking to you, Brian.
Well, and he forgot to mention, but I would have to say, I bet his wife helps him a little bit too.
Well,
with the shopping.
Well, to be honest with you, she really doesn't like to. To be honest with you, she says, you do your own thing. Her comment to me is usually, I have enough problems getting my own stuff, you handle your own. So a lot of people think that, but it's not that true, to be honest.
That is amazing. So the bottom line really to all of this, we appreciate your comments. First, keep them coming at jersesformayor.com. As you can see, Nick is super transparent. He's going to answer anything that you ask him, period. The good, the bad, the ugly. That's the most important thing. The second thing, we need people to go out and vote. The election is in August, and I know that seems like forever away. If you're like me and you plan just day to day, but it's not. It's going to be here before you know it. So mark it on your calendar right now. Tell your friends, tell your family, and let other people know who maybe just have been so busy in their own bubble that they haven't even thought that much about the election yet. Because there's people like that, right? That get in their own...
Absolutely. It's summertime, everybody's doing things, vacations, a lot of stuff happening. So yeah, August 26th, we're looking forward to it, to be here before we know it. We're in July, for heaven's sake.
I was going to say, and the last thing that I think is important to mention, if parks and rec and community is important to you, Hoover, then let Nick know that as well. Because as we stand here in this park, you grew up in a park, I've got 3 kids, I spend a lot of my free time in this very park as well. And it's important because I feel like the backbone beyond the safety is the community aspect. And community comes together in parks and rec.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we look forward to making some upgrades in the future that we can all be proud. And I look forward to coming back here after I'm mayor, and we're not going to see all this flooding and looking at some of these dugouts like we see. They're going to look nice.
That's
they're
right.
going to look the Hoover way.
Yes, because your slogan is...
Make Hoover Hoover again. Standard of excellence.
Thank you so much, Nick. We appreciate it.
We'll see you back at Nick Nite.